What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Green Cheek Beer Company, and they're headquartered in Orange, California, and this is their Nelson. It's what we like here. So this is a double dry hopped West Coast IPA with 100% Nelson Sauvin hops. It comes in at 7.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is exactly 13 days old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Sierra Hotel, for this beer. So huge thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way. And it was an absolutely insane beer mail that included 28 unique beers. And of those 28, only 3 were hop forward. And this was the only IPA of the bunch, which is wild, and this sounds absolutely amazing. So they have a little spiel on Untapped, I think taken from the Instagram. It says, we cranked this batch up a bit using this legit lot of Nelson Bliss, which is this fun project from Freestyle Hops where they harvest half of the lot early and half of the lot late and then blend it together to try to create the best Nelson possible. So yeah, we use that along with a bunch of Nelson Cryo and double dry hop too in order to try to create our own best Nelson character possible. Well, you know what? Tasting notes, think lovely Nelson Sauvin Blanc, fresh lime, and passion fruit. So that was from Untapped. I didn't check their Instagram. Maybe I should. Maybe they did something else with this batch. I don't give a shit. 13-day-old Green Cheek beer from the West Coast because of Sierra Hotel. And I always see a couple good friends of mine. One, a fellow beer tuber, Joe over at Joe's Arcade, and then another viewer of the channel, Bud, always drinking Green Cheek stuff. Joe doesn't live that far from me. I think it's the Oceanside Brewery. He drinks a lot of their stuff, reviews a lot of it. Bud's always drinking it, and Bud, I think this is like one of his favorite beers, period, when it comes to Nelson. So I'm here for it. Hopefully it's just as delicious as Bud says it is, but everybody else as well. So I'm here for it. So I did not pour that all that aggressive, but it definitely has a pretty big head. So got a little bit of Dirty Glass Mafia. Also, you probably already heard the firecrackers outside. It's past July 4th. And it doesn't matter. The other night at 3 a.m., there's people blowing off fireworks during a weekday. Like, I don't know what the fuck people are doing, but, you know, selfish assholes. That's what this world's about. And I'm not here for it. I think that's fucking ridiculous. So, anyway, just a little bit of a mini rant. But, listen, I love me some fireworks, but, like, you don't need to be doing it at 3 a.m. And right now, it's later on at night, and it's fucking, they're still doing it. Anyway, so with the beauty about this, it's probably, maybe a little bit on camera. So, you know, on camera looks exactly like I'm seeing it, maybe slightly darker, but it has this green hue, and I know Joe's mentioned before, but it almost like it has this green hue to it. So it has that, you know, good clarity to it because it is a West Coast IPA, good clarity, but it has this slight green hue on top of what is a golden yellow color. Had about 2 fingers of the soap sudsy, bright white looking head, good carbonation, but yeah, it's, let me do one more little pour here because I'd like to see the head be a little bit bigger here, but probably not going to happen, but so yeah, that beer looks absolutely fantastic in the glass, like without question. I don't think you can really argue how nice that beer looks. But yeah, it looks like a West Coast IPA for sure. Let's get nose. Intoxicating. Dude, it smells, to me, like passion fruit juice. I know Joe, aforementioned Joe, he's mentioned that like, he remembers drinking like passion fruit juice or what, never had a passion fruit. Joe, go get a passion fruit. You're in California. I'm sure you can get passion fruits. You also say gooseberries don't exist because it's a running joke. But you need to go try fucking passion fruit. Passion fruit juice? As Dave Chappelle once said, what the fuck is juice? Anyway, this just smells like passion fruit, lemon lime, a little bit of that white grape, white wine. I thought I'd get more of a diesel kind of character out of this one because it is Nelson and it's 13 days old. I do get a little bit of it. Like, it has a little bit of that diesel-y kind of, like, sharpness. Straight on crackery, bready malt. Yeah, it smells like it's 13 days old. It's boisterous. It's bombastic. Shout out to Paul over at Brew News. It's intense, but it's somehow restrained to some degree. Very cohesive in the nose. I'll just be honest with you. Like, you know, on the East Coast, tons of hazies. A lot of them can be good. But there's not enough breweries on the East Coast, certainly here in New York State, kicking out West Coast IPAs that smell like this. I'm sure it's going to taste amazing. I'm very jealous of my California friends that can drink this regularly on a day-to-day basis, because this, my friends, smells amazing. I hope it tastes just as good as it smells. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Thanks again. Huge thanks to Sierra Hotel. 13-day-old Green Cheek. Faux show. Someone's blowing off fucking... Is that like a Roman candle? Nah. It's like a... Maybe like a fountain? I don't know what's going on. Fuck those people. Anyway, this is delicious. As expected. Body's medium, touch over medium, 7.2%. Fine with me. Mouthfeel, crisp, clean, somewhat refreshing. A nice moderate spritzy carbonation. Exactly what it should be. The taste is just fucking Nelson personified. Like, sure, there's this crackery, kind of slightly bready malt character. Hits me at the front of the palate, dives underneath, hits again on the back. Doesn't step in the way of the hop character. The hop character is an omnipresent, to me, huge passion fruit. It's passion fruit juice. It's passion fruit, like, just pulp. If you've never had a passion fruit, it looks like an alien egg inside. What the fuck is an alien egg? I don't know, from an alien egg that you'd see in like a TV show. But it has that like kind of weird kind of look to it, right? It doesn't look human. But passion fruit can be delicious. It's tart, a little bit of sweetness, just really, really tasty. It's just omnipresent fucking passion fruit everything. But then towards like the middle to second half of the palate, it's, dare I say, gooseberry. Joe, they exist. Bud, you know they do. It has a gooseberry, a nice gooseberry kind of vibe to it. But to me, it's definitely white grapes, like a crisp. I had white grapes within the past month, and it just has that like crispness you get when you're just eating some white grapes. It has such a freshness about it. I know it's 13 days old, so that should make sense, but it's just so fucking fresh. The finish does have the diesel. So it has that diesel-y, very dank and herbal kind of character. It finishes bone fucking dry with a moderate bitterness. So the one thing I've heard from some folks over the past couple months when it comes to new school IPAs is that the malt character, they're not a huge fan of new school West Coast IPAs because of the malt character not being big enough, and I can see that. The malt character just provides enough to kind of carry all the hop character. That's kind of what a new school is as far as the West Coast style goes. It's more focused on the hop character, not so much a balance, I feel like, between that and the malt. However, if you're somebody who loves old school West Coast IPAs for the hop character, this is like exactly what you want. The hop character, Nelson, is shining, and is doing so in stages with different characteristics, but it somehow intertwines and becomes a cohesive unit. It's fucking great. This is a great West Coast IPA, and the fact that I get to drink these like once a year is very disappointing. Bud hit me up recently. He's like, hey man, we got to send you some West Coast IPAs. Bud, whenever you want to send me West Coast IPAs or West Coast goodness, you know I'm up for it, dude. Whatever. And I trust your palate. I trust Joe's palate. You guys know what's the good stuff on the West Coast. So I'm always open to it. Drinking beers like this make me happy that there's fine folks like Sierra Hotel who's just out of the... They're so gracious and just like generous and just... Yeah, this is... Anyway, I don't know. I'm just kind of fucking waxing poetic about the beer, and first time I ever had it. Anyway, another sip. 7.2%. You can tell it's like 7.5% because of the flavors in here. You're not getting that from a 5% beer. You're just not. There is no hop burn. There's nothing like that. There's maybe a slight warming in my chest. Very slight. Very dry. This is bone fuck. This is one of the drier beers I've had with that moderate bitterness. This is definitely dry and bitter. If you're somebody who doesn't like dry and bitter beers, then you're probably not drinking West Coast IPAs, and you're definitely not drinking this. But I think that Nelson character also kicking out the diesel, the drying kind of crisp white grape, I think it enhances the dryness. Anyway, one more sip. This is fucking delicious. I can't give it a 5. I just can't. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. But regardless, if you're watching this, you know, I always say this about ratings. I know Joe doesn't rate. I know other beer tubers don't rate. I do. I like rating beer, right? But more for myself than anybody else. I feel like if you get to the end of the review and you can't tell whether or not I like a beer, and you can't even guess what I'll give it rating-wise within like a quarter point rating, then I did a shitty job reviewing the beer. I think you can tell how much I love this beer. This is fucking delicious. Regardless of whether I give it a 5 or not, just let it be known this is one of the best hop-forward beers I've had this year. And even though I've had some amazing ones, even from like Masthead and Fatheads, this is what the California breweries do. Curtis, we need to get you some at some point from like Green Sheik and North Park. You need to try these to understand like this is the upper echelon, top tier, best of the best when it comes to West Coast IPA. So Nelson, it's what we like here. They're double dry hopped West Coast IPA with 100% Nelson. Low 5 out of 5. I'll go 4.9. Why don't I give it a 5? Because I'm a piece of shit. But a 4.9 is whatever. It's a fucking amazing score. This is absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Losing my shit a little bit. I'm sorry. It happens. Great beer. Green Sheik makes great beer, though, from what I've had. Price point availability, I don't know, because Sierra Hotel sent it my way. I pay upwards of $20 to $22 a 4-pack. Probably cheaper than that, probably like the $18 to $20 realm. So Joe or Bud or Sierra Hotel or anybody else who gets Green Sheik stuff, let me know what this goes for. $20 a 4-pack, I would be all in on this. It's such a fucking amazing beer. Yes, sir. And availability is Green Sheik. I know they have like 4 different breweries. You can get them if you're in California, and you can check out one of their breweries. I think they do they do shipping throughout California? I don't know. I don't know anything about anything in general. I just know this beer is fantastic. 4.9 out of 5, 7.2%, like I said, a little bit warm in my chest, nothing on the palate. Fan-fucking-tastic beer. If you can get your hands on this the next time you brew it, do so. Check out other Green Sheik stuff. They make fantastic beer. I can't thank Sierra Hotel enough for this beer. I can't thank Bud enough and Joe for introducing me to a lot of great West Coast beer and breweries I'd never had a chance to try before. And yeah, now that I'm in my West Coast IPA phase, I guess, I can appreciate beers like this. If I would have reviewed this 2 years ago, I'd probably give this like maybe a 4 or 5, but probably like a 4.25 to 4.3 realm. That's how much my palate is now craving West Coast IPAs. This is fan-fucking-tastic, and there's nothing else I'm going to say about it. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.